Day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're doing a live stream. I see lots of people in the chat already. I always like that. So welcome aboard this Thursday afternoon. What are you guys actually talking about in this chat room? Let's find out. Ether 3 is probably my go-to for budget. I have the Ether 3M and love it. Yeah. You betcha. Ether 3s, X 2.0s, Mini GSs, really those are the only three like $500-ish mid-range budgety guns nowadays. And where is everybody? Where is everyone located at? We're waiting for people to start showing up. We're in Guam? Damn, I'd like to be in Guam right now. That sounds really nice. I think I'd rather be in Guam than here in California. Depends on where in California. No, I'd rather be in Guam. Where is everyone? Tampa, San Jose, Ontario, New York City, Mr. Z. Where in New York, Mr. Z? Anthony's in the Bay Area. Where in the Bay Area? Boston, Ireland. Nick is in Ireland. Cool. Hello from Ireland. Kentucky, Colorado, North Dallas, Texas, San Diego. There's another Nick, Nicholas Ferens. Hello from San Diego. San Francisco, Anthony. SoCal, Brooklyn, New York, Mr. Z. Okay, guys. How is everybody? Well, Dylan, what are we going to talk about? NXL layout. Philly, Mid-Atlantic Open. I got the layout kind of set up on the iPad and stuff. We'll talk about that. And I got a little bit of a tank thing that's kind of fun. A really small compressed air tank we're going to talk about. Let's, I don't know. Let's just hang out for a little bit and then we'll see what happens. Fallbrook, San Diego. I don't really know where Fallbrook is in San Diego, unfortunately. I'm not like, well, I guess I know some neighborhoods in San Diego, but I'm not like, I've only been there like twice. No, I've been there more than that, maybe 4 times. Who all is going to NXL next week? You know, I wish I was going to go to NXL. It's kind of fun to go to these tournaments. You know, it's just a lot of money. If I was playing, it might be a little bit different, but you know, since I never am playing these tournaments, it's just kind of a lot. Yep. So we have NXL layout. I haven't actually looked at the NXL layout. NXL is happening. What are the dates? Like my dates are all weird. Let's just open a calendar real fast. The 16th, 15th, no, 16, 17, 18. You know, I find it kind of weird how calendars start on Sunday. Isn't that kind of weird? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But like we always start our week on Mondays. I guess you can like make your calendar start on Mondays. Okay, we might as well talk about NXL layout. Let's just do it. There's the layout. This is almost as much as I've looked at it. I haven't actually looked at the thing that much yet. Let's take those off. NXL layout. You know, one of the things I definitely do like that they've been doing at least is I really like these big bunkers. You know, I think it like makes it a little more exciting, you know, because if we put, let's go to the iPad. We're going to switch around so I can draw on said screeno. Yeah, so one of the things I really like is that they're using all these big bunkers, you know. I really like all these big bunkers. And then they also put that brick in there. The main reason I think I like them is because it's really just hard to hide, you know. You don't really know where people are at. And if you're in like, you know, say a temple or something like that, you know, it's pretty easy to know that, I mean, I guess you only have the like sides to shoot out and you can shoot over the top. But in these big wedges or in these giant bricks, you never really know where they're at. Yes. How do I like ban people? I can put on timeout this person. Can I just like ban everybody? How do you do that? I don't know. Yeah, so it's kind of cool about these big, huge bricks is that you just don't kind of know where people are at, right? you can go around to like bunker somebody and they'll be on the complete other side. And it's just kind of hard to like know where they're at all the time. So I really like, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I really just like these bricks because it just makes it a little bit harder to know where people are at. So I think it in turn kind of makes the games a little more exciting. So I like these big, huge bricks they're using again. It was kind of like when they had the X covering up like, you know, half the field like that. You really didn't know where people were at. So it made it a little bit, I don't know, more difficult to dig out and find those players. So I really like the big bricks. I know that like, you know, the bigger players like myself, I'm just too big almost for all the other bunkers. So I really like, I don't know, they give me big bunkers to hide behind. The snake is insane. Yeah, the snake really is kind of crazy. I'm like thinking at the same time. One of the things weird is like they put the snake so far into the field. You know, normally we're getting into the snake way out there. So at least it makes it fairly simple to go into the snake because it's so far into the center of the field. You don't really have to go as wide to get into it. And you can for sure just crawl around these knuckles and probably get to that 50 fairly simple. I'm pretty sure. Oh gosh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go. I want to see another perspective. There we go. There's the one I like. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do though. Yeah. I think I like looking at the fields like this because it gives more of a realistic angle of what's happening. One thing you definitely notice is look at how big and open there is that like side on the snake side. There's this like big huge gap right here where there's like no bunkers, and it's super congested over on the other side on the Dorito side. Which should be interesting. I think one of the things we saw at the last tournament in Dallas, where they actually kind of had a little bit different than this, where they actually like rotated and had most of these bricks kind of on the snake side. One thing we saw was that it was really easy to go into these bricks and then shoot the snake side, like shoot the wire, and it was fairly easy to shoot the guys crawling down the snake. So I wonder if, you know, moving these bricks to the... My headphones are telling me the battery's low. Yeah, I wonder if they purposely didn't put those big bricks over on the snake side to make it maybe a little bit more difficult to shoot the snake. Because I know when I was playing a lot of paintball, one of the things they changed when they actually made the snake beams smaller, these snake beams used to be the snake beams. You can't really, I guess you can see them maybe in the other angle a little bit better. Those snake beams, those lay down beams in that snake-ish bunker, they used to be quite a bit taller. I mean, they used to be like 8 inches taller or something like that. And when they went to the smaller snake beams, they actually removed a lot of the taller bunkers from the side of the field. So they used to have these big Maya temples kind of right here on the field when those beams were taller. But it gave such... Ooh, I turned the iPad off. It gave such an advantage to taller players like myself over the snake because it was so much easier to shoot down into the snake now that the beams were smaller. They actually moved most of those temples and kept them over on that Dorito side. So it is very rare that you actually see the big, tall, stand-up bunkers near the snake side because it's just so easy to kind of shoot down on people. We do have those cans there kind of in the center. We can see these cans, but a can's really hard to live in, and it's so far up the field. I mean, if you're at that can, the game's going to be pretty much over because it's going to be so hard to probably live at that can. Although, you know, it does block off, you know, this giant temple right there does block off, you know, quite a bit of the field. So at least you can't really get shot easy from this side, like if you're on a knee or something. Yep. What, let's see what shots the snake has. Snake typically, we're going to say, is the most important bunker. And you know what I kind of noticed, though, is that having all these bricks in here definitely, like, cuts down on the lanes and, like, stuff you can shoot from the Dorito side, I bet. Like, once I bet we're actually on that field, yeah, I bet all these bricks over there really kind of cut down on how many shots that the Dorito side is actually going to have. Okay, snake side. It's kind of probably the same. It's like you get here to snake 1, we'll say, and what are you going to shoot at? I mean, you can't really shoot that way because that brick's going to be in the way a lot. And then all these other bricks are going to be in the way, blocking out the Doritos. You can kind of shoot back up the center. I mean, it's going to be hard to shoot that back up the center from the snake. The snake 2 is probably better. I don't know still. I mean, you're still going to get like all these big, huge bunkers in the way if you're going to try to shoot across the field, right? Huh. This is the thing that interests me. Having that big, huge cake. Not big, huge cake, but having the brick and the cake on the outside. I bet you can, once you get here, if there's no one in this corner, it's going to be fairly easy to probably wrap and then maybe get more of these kills across the field. But we will see. You know what I think will probably happen on this Dorito side is I bet a lot of people just end up ignoring some of these Doritos and just go straight to like those bricks. I bet that happens. I really wish these pins would be more playable. I remember back in the day, they'd put like a cluster of pins. So you'd have like, those 2 pins, they'd put like another one right there and another one right there. And you could actually play the pins. It was actually kind of exciting. But that was also a time when I think we played a little bit faster. I think that it was when we had that big, huge X in the center of the field. And it was just a lot easier to like kind of freestyle and get a little crazy. It's when we were seeing like, you know, they were playing 20-minute halves or whatever, so you'd get scores that were like 15-8 and stuff. There wasn't a lot of like 3-2 games. So people were like risking bodies and stuff a lot more back in the day when like you were just playing more points. Because now, I mean, you're in some of these pro matches in the finals and stuff, I mean, sometimes you're only playing 4 or 5 points. So it makes it really difficult to go kind of crazy and risk a bunch of bodies like that. Going wild up the center. Yeah. NXL layout. I don't know what else. Let's see. It kind of makes a face. It's kind of like a face. It's like a smiley face right here, and then you got like a nose right here, maybe some eyes, some eyebrows. There's some ears over here or something like that. It's a little face. Shocker SFT are my go-to. Have a couple custom builds. SFT was terrible. I goddamn hated that gun. It was the worst. First to the 50, take control. Let's get rid of my face. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we will see. It might even be better to like not go to this 50. It might be better to go to that cake. I think if you're on the inside, it might make it a little bit harder to get shot out of. Just because you can like still kind of wrap, right? You can still wrap this cake and like, I just changed my color and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to like change my color. Oh. Good enough. You can still probably wrap when you get to this thing and then shoot. Golly, I keep like screwing with the color. Yeah, you can probably still wrap on the inside when you get to this thing. And you can actually like take a knee, you know, and hide behind one of these little wings. Whereas when you're here, if you're wrapping, you're just straight out in the open. I also think it's probably a little bit harder to get bunkered out of that, right? Because guys are going to have to come this way. They're going to have to run more in the center of the field, or you're going to have to like go inside. We'll see. How tall is the outside 50 bunker? On the snake side, or I guess the snake side, yeah. Not very tall, so you can see that angle's probably better. So those bricks are probably, I don't know, that tall. So they're probably like 4-ish feet tall or something like that. And then that cake that's on the outside, that individual bunker right there, just like that one right there, those are, I don't know, 3 feet tall or something like that. Maybe a little bit taller. Somewhere in there. Yep. NXL layout. Well, we had that planned. I talked about the layout. I'm going to look at it again, though. I'm kind of curious. So hopefully this weekend, I'm going to go out to Capital Edge Paintball Park. And I believe... Actually, maybe I'll go out tomorrow. Because I know Dynasty's out at the paintball field today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I have no idea who's practicing them, though. I imagine Impact will be there. Impact and Dynasty, but I don't know who else. I know Dynasty had practice last weekend at ASG as well. I don't know. I want to get the 180R video edited and finished, though. I've filmed the 180R video, and the 180R review is en route. Whoop, we're not gonna definitely not do that. I'm gonna type something. Okay. Sal, how goes it? Uprising is the third team. Ah, there we go. I was like, Uprising's the third team. Out at Capital Edge. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm definitely going to go out there this weekend. I mean, I'll definitely be there. You're going to be there Friday and Saturday? So. I kind of need to find a... Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I know I want to try to finish the 180R review, and hopefully have the 180R review this weekend. But then it all depends on like how a freaking YouTube, like if they want to actually allow me to monetize the thing. They're bringing a guest player. Who's bringing a guest player? Uprising's bringing a guest player. I would have no idea who that is. I don't really pay attention to a lot of that stuff anymore. Well, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't know. I feel like all the, everything just happens on like Facebook and Instagram. I don't really use the internet as much as I used to. Dynasty's bringing a player. I assume it's going to be all over. I was like, Uprising. I'm like, I got no idea who's playing. Is Oliver like... I keep like going in and out of focus. Oliver. Yeah, I guess he was in town. I saw him on like the Spick and Span show like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So, Oliver Lang. It's good to see Oliver back. It's kind of fun. I think that it's obviously good for paintball. I mean, he's, selling a lot of stuff. They have, Hormesis and stuff. He's doing the tour. So it kind of would make sense for him to come back to paintball. I don't think he's got to be as active as he used to be. I mean, we don't play as much as we used to be. I mean, they used to travel all over the world to play. And Dynasty's not, going to a lot of international stuff. COVID kind of killed that off. Icy Lee, or W, something. Hey, just bought a G-Tech 170R, and I want a mech frame. Do you know anywhere I can get one, because they're all out of stock everywhere? I really don't know. I mean, if they're out of stock everywhere, I don't know. I truly don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd just try looking at all the different paintball stores online. You could probably try some of the Planet Eclipse Facebook groups. I know there's quite a few of those, like BST Planet Eclipse Facebook groups, or like I want to buy whatever product. It probably wouldn't hurt to, like, you know, post some stuff in Facebook, or like RB just said, eBay is also a good option. I don't know, honestly. Let's see. I'm looking around at some people. Out of stock. Out of stock. There's a whole bunch of them on eBay. Here's a whole load of them. Oh no, that's the G-Mech. I'm sorry. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do either. 170R mechanical frames. 0 results. Here's mech frames, but those are for the actual G-Tech. The original one. The one that's like 3 generations before yours. I don't know. I know they've been gone for a while. Man, switch back. The Ultimate Rental, I'm missing so many live streams. Well, welcome. I need like cool things to talk about in live streams. That's one of the hardest things to do with this, is like, there's not a lot to talk about sometimes. Would a G-Mech framework? No, they're completely different, unfortunately. You need very specifically the one for the 170R. Yeah, there's like different mounting points and holes and the wrong spots and all kinds of stuff. Geo4s are great. The CS2 or CS3 are better. Sure. You know, I don't know. I think that that's what I like. This 180R review that will be up soon. Hopefully in just days. I don't know. I mean, it's gotten very difficult for me to tell which gun's better, right? I think that if we just think about like 5 or 6 years ago, if we just think about 5 or 6 years ago, a lot of these like high-end guns you could kind of justify, right? Because most of the time you were getting like better performance out of them. But so many of these lower end guns, shoot, Ultimate Rental. I don't have my like light alert set up. So much awesome. 208. That's it, converted it from the Canada. I appreciate those so much. Okay, what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, I think that these like high-end guns, or these mid-rangey guns, I mean, we're talking like even real mid-range, like the Etha 3, it's gotten very difficult to even like, you know, tell what the difference is with these guns. It's just like this weekend, or in the 170 or the 180R review, you know, I fully intended to be like, you know, my CS3 shoots better, and like, you know, this is why the CS3 is better. But went out to the paintball field and everybody liked the 180R so much. I mean, some guys, pretty much everyone that shot the thing said it shot better than their guns. I had 3 people use it that had CS3s. They all said it shot better than their CS3. And then 2 guys that have DSR pluses, and they're like, it shoots like my DSR plus. It's like, wow, really? You know, because I think the DSR Plus is one of the best shooting guns out right now. Probably the best. You know, I really like it. So it's just kind of crazy. EP, Eric, I love you. Segment of Street Fighters, hit that like button, chat. Am I choking out? Am I coming out to the field to this weekend? I will be there, Eric. I don't know. I know Dynasty, Impact, Uprising have practice this weekend. So I'll probably... They're practicing today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. Which is wild to me. So I'll be out there, Eric. I don't know. Ultimate Rental again. Loving it. Gotta go. There's one for the road. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, so it's gotten like I was saying, it's just gotten kind of hard to like tell the difference between these high-end guns. And people liked the the 180R so much. It's kind of crazy. So I'm gonna try a little bit something different with what's going on. We'll see. Tyler, what is better, new or old paintball guns? Certainly new ones. Well, it depends on what you mean. Like used or new? Certainly newer ones. I mean, everything's better that's new, you know? My new iPhone's better than the old one. My new car's better than my old one. My new laptop's better than my old one. So, for the most part, newer stuff's always going to be better. Mike Hinman. Yeah, Mike Hinman's actually... Sal, I saw that. Sal said, what is your take on AC Dallas Dynasty beef from last weekend? I don't even know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I do know that I was talking to someone yesterday, and I do know that A-Rod left AC, and then Mike Hinman's supposed to coach AC Dallas right now. Not like right now, but like, yeah, right now, I guess. Which is probably good. I mean, I think that AC Dallas. There's a video on Ryan's channel. Well, maybe we'll watch it. Hold on. I know I watched Ryan's like epic like California birthday video. That was kind of fun. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Oh, Mike Hinman coaching. Yeah, I think that Mike Hinman coaching AC Diesel is probably a good thing. I mean, before that they had kind of Mark Jackson and Greg Pauly doing it, which is good. I mean, Greg Pauly's really good coach. I mean, Greg Pauly coached Vicious for a long time and was heading up that AC Diesel and AC Dallas programs. So it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. But I think getting, you know, Mike Hinman, who a lot of those players already know and are familiar and comfortable with, could be good. You know, maybe having someone a little bit more focused than Greg could be. I don't know where video's at on Ryan's dealio, unless they talked about it in the live stream. Because live streams are too long to like sort through. Archdog, my new girlfriend is better than my old one. Mine too. For the most part. Yeah, I don't know. I watched this one that Ryan made, but that was 2 weeks ago. Champions Club, a Spick and Span commercial. I don't know. It could be in this live. It could be in some of these live streams, though. According to Spica, he wanted to coach the next event before Hinman came in. He very well might be. I don't actually know when he's starting coaching. Yeah. And it's interesting A-Rod left. I know that A-Rod, I think he got cut. I think that he just wasn't getting along with people, which is crazy. I mean, Alex Rodriguez is one of the best paintball players in the league. I mean, he's easily top 10, right? And it's been a long time since he's like been on a team. I mean, he was like on Impact and left, and then he's constantly back and forth with these teams. And I don't really understand it. I don't know. We constantly like hear him not getting along with people or just quitting teams. It's like, I don't know what is happening with that guy. It's crazy. Dylan Boyum. Dylan was also let go, as Wholesome Media said. Dylan Boyum, yeah, we'll say was cut from the Ironman. I don't quite understand that either. I know Dylan. I've known Dylan for a long-ass time. Dylan's very good at paintball. And a team player, right? I don't think Dylan's that guy who would probably sit and, you know, if the team's doing well and he's not playing, he's probably fine with that. Dylan! Another Dylan. The $4.99 super chat. You're awesome. You gotta put a message in there. You gotta say something stupid though. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd say Dylan's a good teammate, so I couldn't see him like causing problems, so I don't really quite understand what happened there. Also on that team was his brother, Jordan Boyum. Jordan didn't play all that much. We did see, Dylan get quite a bit of playing time though, so I'm not quite sure what the heck happened. I saw that a couple days ago, and I haven't seen Dylan in like, I don't know, handful of weeks or something like that. Seems like there's a bunch of drama that I don't know about. Alejandro says, Mouse was talking a bit aggressive about Urena and Marcelo, backed up Mikey saying that Mikey was legit even off the field. Mouse said that? That's crazy too, because like, Mike Urena, every time I don't know him well. I've talked to him a handful of times, mainly because he kind of lived around here for a little bit. And he was great. I mean, I can't see him being like an asshole, so I don't know, maybe. I know that, same with Alex, like, I don't know. I don't really get the vibe from either of those guys that they're assholes or rude or mean. I definitely think that Alex is probably like super competitive and one of the guys that takes paintball very seriously, That's why he's one of the best players in the world. So sometimes, that like desire to win and the desire to be the best can kind of come out bad, because you just want everyone to do so well. And maybe sometimes you're not that good at communicating that. So maybe like, I don't know, I'm just spitballing. Who knows? Who knows? I prefer to, I guess I'll keep track of the paintball drama because it's stupid, but I cannot stand like arguing and all the drama in our lives, guys. It's so tiring. Man, burps like crazy. Freddie Beans. I'm praying for a sub $800 E-Tech 6. It'll probably never happen though. I don't know. Play the Game podcast in the end, Schwartz says. Well, maybe I'll check that out later. The PTG podcast. It's weird too because Mike Urena is very good. Maybe they're just on different teams and they hate each other or something like that. Anthony Mira. $1.99 super chat and a question, which is good. You put that money to use. Kinetic Pant and Connected Pod Pack, worth it. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna recognize Brandon's $5 super chat. Over the years, what is your favorite tank size and what shape? I can answer that. That's an easy one. We'll go Kinetic Pants first. Kinetic Pants in the pack, I really like. I think that let's pull them up. I actually talked about. No, not paintings, not kinetic paintings. Kinetic Paintball. So Kinetic, they don't make a ton of stuff. I think that definitely their first product they came out with was pants. One of the unique parts about their pants was they have, different waist sizes, just like everybody. But they also offered them tailored, so you can order them in different lengths. These are not tailored though, so their newest version are not tailored, but they are kind of designed to be tailored. They say you can do it, but I don't know how much different this actual pant leg would be from just a normal pant leg. I mean, you can kind of tailor any pants, it's not just, they don't have to be designed for tailoring. I like them. I know a couple people that own their pants and really do they have like these they used to have this belt. So the belt used to come all the way out, and now this belt is attached in the back. So it has a kind of a unique closure system on the waist. People seem to like a lot. I just kind of wish they wouldn't make joggers. I'm so tired of wearing joggers. I wish that they'd kind of just be normal pants. And that's what I was wondering too. I was actually talking to someone I was talking to Brandon, a Street Fighter Brandon, about his pack. He actually has this thing. They are pretty cool. They're made very well. I'm a fan of them. One of the things that's kind of weird and unique to them, though, is that belt is really thin. It's only about this wide, where we're seeing normal packs, you know, have a crazy belt. I don't even think I have a pack in here. The belt's really like not very wide. Super chats are friggin' awesome. We're just going back to this. Dylan, thank you so much again, sir, with $1.99. Nate Hanneman, my cameraman and better ideas than I have guy. Oh snap, what I missed. Paintball drama I hear. I don't really know anything about it, so don't ask me. Read the chat. The chat knows more than I do. I appreciate those though, Nate. I used to always button this top button of shirts. I don't really do that anymore. My collar's all flipped up and all crazy. We'll go back. Kinetic, yeah, I really do like these. I really should try to get a hold of them and try to get one of these things. It has kind of like 2 unique features, we'll say. We'll say 3, really. I think this belt is really narrow. It's slim, which some people might like, some people might not. Apparently it doesn't move around, it's very secure. One of the more unique things about these, though, is you can kind of see that there's those carbon fiber little, like, pieces right there. Those very, very much so help the pack kind of, like, stay out. So it's really easier to put, like, the pods into because those things are actually, like, poked out a little bit. Whereas a lot of the other strapless packs kind of get flat. So it's apparently easier to load the pods because those little carbon fiber things help pop the little holders out. The belt's unique, the carbon fiber thing's unique, and then this whole back panel, right? You can actually buy pieces. Kinetic modular pack elastic straps. I don't know what that's for. Oh wow, hold on. That's funny. Well, I was looking at a different pack today. So one of the good things is you can buy individual pieces. So if you want to buy like the whole back panel or whatever, that back pad thing, you can rebuy the actual like pod holder loop deal. But I don't like how there's no 4-pack. I don't really wear a 5-pack. I don't like a 5-pack. So I'd prefer it to be a 4-pack. And these are kind of neat. Yeah, this will actually turn your pack into a strapless pack. So there's 2 spots of Velcro. You can Velcro one piece on the inside. You put your pod in, and then it's just a normal strap around, which is actually kind of neat. I've seen 2 other packs, 2 prototype packs from other paintball companies that are using or have that same kind of idea. And look at these pods have a bunch of broken paint in them, which is kind of weird. It's a little odd. So I like Kinetic for sure. Kinetic's really cool. Brandon, we're going to talk about tank size. Alejandro. I thought that was Batman. That's a dog. With $1.99. Do I to buy spare solenoid parts while I can? Should I buy? You're trying to squeeze letters in there. Do I buy spare solenoid parts while I can? Probably, actually. You know, I've not thought about that. No one's probably asked me that. But I was talking today about someone with a Geo3, and they were talking about, you know, it's not clicking and their solenoid's not working, and they probably need a solenoid. And the solenoids for those things are pretty rare. So if you have an old gun that you really like, that you know you're going to keep forever, like say you have like a Geo2 or, you know, something old, but there's still some parts or solenoid pieces out there, it might make sense, you know? I mean, make sure you keep them new, keep them sealed up, like in plastic bags and kind of wrapped up so they don't dry out and get weird. But it might not be actually a bad idea. You could also maybe like resell them in the future if you don't need to. Look up Hoppers PB in Georgia and watch the promo. Hoppers PB in Georgia. Dylan. Maybe, hold on. We're going to answer Brandon's question. He asked me a question a long ass time ago. Over the years, what is your favorite tank size and shape? Well, I always like really long tanks. I'm a fan of long stuff because I got long arms, so I like long tanks. Still, that is still my favorite tank size. Oh, I don't have my tank in here. That's not good. I meant to get my tank out for something else. That's a 6845, but it's very, very old. It's very old. It's from July of 2004. So the bad part about this is I can't ever use this again because it is condemned. Why am I blanking? Tanks are only good for 20 years, right? That doesn't make any sense then. They're 15 years? Why am I blanking on tank lifespan? It's 15 years, right? Because this tank would be perfectly fine then. I could technically use this. I mean, I use it anyway, but I like this old 68s. Currently 15. I don't know why I was like 20. I was like, I don't know why I thought 20 for a second there. Yeah, but now they don't, they don't make these anymore. So it's got to be the 77 or the 80. I think that I like the 80 because it's actually more about that length. But the 80s are bigger, they're like fatter because they're, bigger and they're about the same length. And I do actually notice the fatness on the bigger tanks. It's a little bit harder for me to get like super small because it pushes my arm out a little bit. I like that one. This is really, really old. I bought this for like 20 bucks at someone at the paintball field. These are also very, very light. This is one of the lightest 6845s you can buy. It's lighter than the new ones. Nate, when did they get into a fight? Who? I don't know. SC Village. Who is at SC Village? Or at AC Village? You probably mean SC. Are people playing at SC Village still? Or I know they're like coming back and they're like making it better and stuff, but I don't know. Spica and Oliver. Well, let's hope it's not Oliver. I don't like that. What did someone ask me? Kyle, you said kinetic versus carbon pants. I like the carbon pants. I was talking about that. I'm kind of over joggers. I just don't want to wear joggers anymore. So I really like how the carbon pants are just pants. But they're kind of just both pants, I don't think you can really go wrong with either of them. Yeah. I do have some tanks I wanted to put. Let's look at these tanks I have. I just think this is kind of fun. Paintball tanks. Anthony Mira. Hoppers, Dylan. That's right. We were going to look that up. Why not? Let's do that and then we'll talk about tanks in a second. Is the infamous tank with Powerhouse rig worth it? Probably not. Worth it to me. I mean, when people ask me that, that's like a question that's kind of like, is it a good value or... Man, the problem, Hoppers Paintball, I don't know. I mean, the problem is you put Hoppers into Google or YouTube and it's like, it's just a bunch of freaking hoppers. You get a bunch of hoppers. And their promo? I don't know. Here's some epic 4K red footage. Let's actually see if this looks good. I'm curious. This is super old. We're gonna watch this real fast. Why do I have like 0 audio? Oh, my headphones are dead. Damn it. They died. Well, I don't know. I can't hear this at all, so it makes it a little bit hard to watch. Is this epic? I'd like to have a cinema camera. If anyone's looking to get rid of like, maybe you have like an Alexa Mini or, Alexa LF. I'd take one of those large format Alexa cameras if anyone's got one. Go to their website. Which website though? That's the problem. I don't want to dig around We gotta be like entertaining. I can't like just dig around on the internet, unfortunately. I would, but yeah, I don't think we're talking about Powerhouse stuff. I don't think that the Powerhouse stuff is worth it. I mean, I think that because worth it, you know, it's like, is it worth the extra money? Probably not. You know, I mean, you're getting better quality. I mean, I think that they're made better, but I don't know if you're necessarily getting anything in return for that. You know, you think that like this reg on this tank is so old. This Ninja reg is ancient, and it works perfectly fine. You know, there's not a single problem with it. I mean, as far as I know, I haven't used it in years, but I imagine it works fine. You're not going to get like better consistency or any better performance, I don't think, from most regulators. You know, whether it's, you know, that Ninja reg, you have like a stock HK reg. You have, you know, the Empire tank regs, whatever. I don't think that there's really that big of a difference. So paying, you know, nearly $200 for a regulator when you could get like a Ninja one for half that price, I don't know. It's just maybe not worth it. I think that it depends on the person though, right? Like, worth it, it depends on the money. The Powerhouse stuff is very, very good though. So it's not like it's bad. It's really good. But it's just in a price tier that's levels above everybody else, and I don't think you really get much out of it. So, yeah, I bought a used Ninja reg for about $45. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have tanks here, and you know what I think is kind of funny? Let's get rid of this black thing so it's easy to see. But then I don't think my mouse will work. Oh my gosh. I forgot I had all that under there. Let's keep that there. It looks better. There's a bunch of like broken... The table's terrible. Let's turn that on too. I wonder... Well, that like barely does anything. Let's just get rid of this thing. Oh, you know what? This works even better. Bang. Tanks. So what I think is funny, this is a 68 4500, right? The probably most standard tank size. This was made in May of this year. So really 2 months ago. No, geez. Just weeks ago this was made. Very new. This is a 45 45. Another kind of popular tank size. This is about the same length as that 68. But quite a bit smaller. You know, you can see that that diameter is way small. And I just think this thing's awesome. This is the 36 4500 from HK Army. Look at how small it is. It's just so teeny. It's so cute. It's like a little baby tank. I'd really like to try those. A Die make one and First Strike make like a what is it, like a 18, or maybe it's the 13 that they make that's carbon fiber. I'd really like to see one of those. This thing is just so teeny. Look how small it is. It just looks so small. It's funny. I want to put it on a gun though. Where's my eject? The problem with these is, you know, I used to play with one of these 45-45, so the one that's... Is there any air in that? No. It's just a little bit bigger, but this thing is like... actually not that bad. It's so small. Man, this would be really cool. This is like a perfect tank size for me, because I don't really ever shoot, you know. Whenever I go play... I have my tank extender here somewhere. Whenever I go play, you know, most of the time I'm taking out like 4 pods, and I don't really ever shoot more than 4. So if I put a tank extender on this... Look at that. I could actually play with this. Huh. I kind of want it. It's so short though. Look at how like small it is. I could probably put 2 tank extenders on there. I used to play with a 68 and a tank extender. Huh. I think I might keep one of these. I kind of like it. The 36, yep, this one's only a couple months old. The 36, 4500 from HK. I just think these are cool. I just want to talk about it. What size tank does everyone have? I'm curious. I normally use the 80. But let me know in the chat what tank size people have. I normally use the 80. I have an 80 4500 from HK. And I like it. I think that the 80 is probably my favorite size. Remember when Empire first came out with those, I don't know, a handful of years ago. I really liked the 80. 77, 80. The whole for you. I know more people can type in this chat, god damn it. Jacob Luna with a 68. 77, 68, 36. No one's got a 36 yet. HK Army. A 48 and a 68. That's a new one. 80. I used 68 with a tank extender, but 80 fits better. I really kind of like the tank extenders. One of the tank, you know, the thing that the like tank extender will do is skeleton air. Lots of people with like powerhouse stuff. The powerhouse stuff is, I don't know. It's like maybe if I didn't have a tank, I would look into it. But like I don't know. How do you have a tank? The thing that I like about the tank extenders is it makes like a bigger gap right here, you know? It's a little bit larger. So like I feel like my hand kind of fits better on the gun because it gives this big huge gap. I don't have my hand like resting on the tank at all. It's all like in this flat spot. Yeah. Lots of 80s. 68s and 80s, those are the most popular, it looks like. I kind of knew that. It's not like it's too surprising. The HK Army tank extender. Yeah, the 68s, I mean, I'd probably still use a 68 if they didn't like make them all squishy and smaller. People were talking about the peanut tanks from a long time ago that were even more squishy than these. So this is the difference between like, you know, an old 68 and the newer ones. You can see just how much longer these new tanks are. You can see that like, you know, that regulator is way up there. So they're like an inch longer. And they're much fatter. You know, I liked that slimmer style. It just made me get a little smaller. And I would probably still use these 68s if they were still long. Like, I just don't like this real short one. I like to have it pushed back just a little bit more. But then you could kind of like accomplish that with using a tank extender as well. So it's not super crazy. All my stuff's in my gear bag. In the garage. Time to go to work. See you next week. Work. That's what I'm doing right now, kind of. Yeah, the Powerhouse rigs, they do have that like longer body one you can get, and they're just longer in general. I'm pretty sure they're just slightly longer than the Ninja regulators. Yo, faux show. Let's do this. Some people today bought headbands. Some people this last week bought headbands and barrel covers. And thank you everybody who's ever purchased any of the Paintball Ruined My Life products. There's headbands, barrel covers, there's some t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. All this merch stuff is very helpful. You know, it helps me pay the bills and continue to make this stuff. Because, you know, buying all this paintball stuff sometimes is not as easy as it seems. Having to buy high-end guns all the time. So whoever has ever purchased any of this Paintball Ruin My Life stuff, whether it's a couple stickers, headband, It's very, very much appreciated. Very much. They're only $30 for headbands. There's a 3-pack on there for $75. I was gonna say they're handmade by me, but they're not. They're hand shipped. You know, I put them in packages and ship them to people. I do that part. There's a whole bunch of them right there. Literally all of them, I think. Look at how many there. Goddamn, there's so many different goddamn styles. There's so many of them. The grime one's probably my favorite. PaintballRuinMyLife.com/store and go buy stuff. You can get a bunch of headbands for about 1/3 of the price of a Powerhouse regulator. Eric B got a 3-pack. He was smart and got a 3-pack, and you wore them on Saturday for the first time. Or you wore a headband on the first time. I appreciate it. I really do. It's very much appreciated when people are buying products, buying merch. Brad, you should make a balaclava. I don't know. You think so? I don't know why people are wearing those. Alex Goldman started wearing it, I think. And then now everyone wears balaclavas. It does look kind of cool. I mean, I do have to admit, I kind of like it. It looks kind of neat. But it's so hot. I couldn't imagine wearing one. I mean, it was only... The other day it was 93 outside, which is not that hot for here. And I was dying outside. So I couldn't imagine wearing a balaclava in the middle of the summer. Most people don't play when it's 105 outside like me, though, so, you know. There's also that. It's more for winter, for sure. But, like, everyone plays in the summer and still wears the things, you know. Most people probably play in the... I don't know. Paintball's weird. Most people do play in the winter. Sorta. It kind of matters what you're wearing. Hey, they sell. I can attest, and we live in South Texas, close to 100 degrees, and they are worn, because those people are insane. I don't know what I would do, though. I am thinking about totally, like, changing everything. I've thought about, like, no longer having it be the Paintball Ruin My Life store, or, like, Paintball Ruin My Life merch. I was thinking about, like, making its own brand. So instead of be like branded to Paintball Ruin My Life, branded to me, it would be its own separate thing. And I think that would also allow me to make maybe different products that maybe aren't connected straight to merch. And a balaclava could be one of those things. Because I think about like all the stuff that I make, you know, all the Paintball Ruin My Life stuff is mostly like all branded things. I mean, I guess I could brand a balaclava too, but I might just put like a tag on the thing, like balaclava. Or I could make it all Paintball Ruin My Life print. I could make it, like that. I can make it like that, where it's just all over print on the thing. Balaclavas. Do it. Everyone's saying do it. Okay. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about, like, yeah, I think that I should, all over print would be neat, but I don't know what to, the problem is getting them made, you know? They're such a unique item. I don't know. I'd have to get them all manufactured if I were to make them, you know, printed in, like, you know, have to have print or like some sort of color on them. Either way, I gotta think about if I'm changing the name of this, changing the name of like merch stuff. I mean, it would be cool to do multiple things, but I don't know if anyone's gonna buy them. They're very like unique items. You know, everyone's wearing headbands. Everybody's wearing a goddamn headband. Everyone. Most people probably don't even, some people probably don't even know what the hell we're talking about. Let's see here. Oh, I did spell it right. Let's see if we can even find, like, people even playing paintball in them. Those are balaclavas. This one looks more like your freaking scorpion or some shit, though. This is for paintball. Balaclavas. And then one of the cool parts is they are all black. I mean, I think that the reason they look cool is because they're all black. Like, guys are wearing like solid black ones. And I think it looks cool. Oh, how about that one? I like that one. That one might not work as well, though. It's a second skin. Someone's doing blackface. It's real blackface. Yeah. I kind of like them because they're all black. I don't know. Rebrand and balaclava. I'm never going to change the name of the channel, at least, but I have thought about, like, maybe like, you're not buying Paintball Ruin My Life merch, you're buying my other brand, or I don't know, something like that. It looks like people under the stairs. The like the full face one. Look at this crazy thing. This is just ridiculous. Like, what kind of lunatic? You gotta be a lunatic to wear that. That's insane. It almost looks Photoshop. It almost looks fake. It might be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. That thing's ridiculous. The good part is that it can do test sell if they go fast, do more. If not, stop doing it. Yeah. 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 I'm just not sure what I could offer different than just solid black balaclavas, you know what I mean? One of the things I really like, you know what HK did? HK does those like padded head wraps that are kind of cool. I really like those. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it very could make small quantities and then, you know, see how it goes, but who's going to make those for me and can I do it? And there's a lot of other like technical things that have to go. Neck gaiters, pretty much. It's pretty much a neck gaiter. It's a neck gaiter that wraps over your whole head. I have some gaiters around here somewhere. Link up with one of us small guys. Maybe we can help make them. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's really not hard to get stuff manufactured. I mean, it's really fairly simple. I mean, nowadays it's so easy to make stuff in China and like contact people in China to get stuff manufactured. It's so simple. It's really pretty simple. It's not too hard. Anyway, what else we got to talk about? I've plumb out of ideas. I've ran out of all the like whatever. Darth Evader. Are my comments going through? I saw that one. There's a one up above that. I will buy some as soon as you put them on the site. I have chest length hair. Whoa, I spit a little bit. I have chest length hair and I don't want to comb paint out of it every Sunday. I hear that. That's why you just gotta go bald like I do. I've been balding for like ever. I've also thought about like not wearing hats in videos because I don't really wear hats all that much. I just think it looks a little bit more interesting when I have a hat on. My head's shaped crazy. Not really, it's the... Did I like miss a spot of hair on my... I can't tell. It feels like I missed a spot of hair right there, but I can't turn my head enough. Anyway. Look at Hike Valley. What's Hike Valley? Hike Valley. Yes, hat on. Franco doesn't like it. Monitor, go! Hike Valley. I just put Hike Valley into the internet. The Nintendo Switch game? Hike Valley. Interesting. I really liked my Switch. I had a Switch when it first came out and was playing Zelda. It was pretty cool, but I don't really play video games though, so. Hike Valley Balaclavas. Hike Valley Balaclavas. Yeah, that's been one of my problems with like a lot of paintball stuff too, is a lot of these smaller brands. Hike Valley, I don't know, just a bunch of Walmart stuff came up. It's just a link to. This is what happened. Hike Valley Balaclava, and just a bunch of craziness came up. This one says Hike Valley, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is all, like, just rebranded nonsense from AliExpress. So if we type, like, Whoa. Like, AliExpress. Let's just go to AliExpress. And, whoop, gosh, pop up, go, nope, gosh, problems. Balaclava. See, all we do is put this in there, and then we just, you know, buy however many we want of these. I mean, you know, they're $1.38, so we can buy like whatever amount we want and then just put our name on it. Maybe I should do these ones. That's like a ski mask though. See, 99 cents. But you gotta buy a lot of them, so you can't just buy one or two. And this is the same thing that like a lot of paintball companies do too. They're buying like, I don't know, inexpensive harnesses and like putting their names on them, but like, you know, no paintball stuff came up right there. You can buy some paintballs. I bought a dye mask off here one time. There's like no paintball stuff. Yeah, I bought one of these. $14 or 12. Why did they say 14? $12.15. For this fake dye mask. Yep, anyway. So it's pretty easy to like, you know, just kind of like make stuff like that. Although I don't want to, right? Like I don't want to, I really just don't want to. You know, I feel like if I'm gonna make stuff, I'd at least try to make it somehow unique. That's why I think about balaclavas, and I'm like, I don't know what I could do to make them unique. Franco, here goes a question. What do you think will be the next big thing regarding paintball marker technology? God, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that in the long run, or not the long run, we'll say. Mark! Your name doesn't fit on the screen. $2.99. You're the freaking man. I left the tournament early the other day. Yep. You've never done a sticker. You get a cool, it's a cool little dude. Cool little buddy. Thank you. One. It's possible. What are we talking about? Advances in paintball markers. You know, I think that in the past like 10 years, we haven't seen much like improvement as far as performance, right? I know that recently when I did the CS3 review, that was one of the things that I asked Jack Wood when I was doing like a interview with him sort of thing that never came out because I didn't record the audio correctly and it sounds awful. But what he said is I asked him like what areas he focused on the most, or like what area he's most proud of on the CS3 or whatever. I'm with Mark. You got to hit the like button. If you're watching this for more than 30 seconds, you have to hit that like button. Or I'm just going to stop. Yes. I asked Jack that, what he liked the most or something like that. And his answer to that was he enjoys, or he tries now, to make their guns as usable as possible and just as simple and easy to use as possible. So we haven't necessarily seen a huge improvement in paintball guns. They're not like way quieter now, or kick a lot less than they did 10 to 15 years ago. But certainly we've seen them become more reliable and just easier to use in general. We have toolless bolts, we have toolless grips. The Lux, you can take off the whole entire trigger frame without any tools. So they've gotten a lot easier to use. And I imagine that's all that's going to happen. I think that we're just going to see these guns get more reliable, more consistent, and just kind of like refined. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't think that it's hard to imagine, a gun kicking less and being quieter than like the DSR Plus. That's probably the quietest, like smoothest shooting gun out. And it's kind of hard to see a time when they're going to shoot better than that. So I honestly think that we're just going to see like more reliability and more user friendliness. I do think at some point these guns performance will improve. I don't know when or who's going to do it, but it will happen, Just like everything constantly gets better, no matter what it is. Cars, phones, batteries, packaging, monitors, TVs, lights, everything just constantly gets better. So it's not like we've reached the end of paintball guns. Yeah. Brandon, I think the advancement is tank design. Less air-efficient designs could focus on consistency shots, like it's the cell phone thing. We wanted small phones, now we want tablets. Yeah, that's true. I want a small phone though. I'd love a flip phone with a good camera, personally. Less air efficient though. I don't know. It's hard to get. I want guns to get more air efficient because I want a smaller tank. I'd love to be able to switch from, using a tank that's that big to a tank that big. I'd much prefer that. It's just lighter and smaller, and kind of everything's better about having that smaller tank. Some of these guns are so consistent anyway. They're already like plus or minus like 2. Franco! Where in the hell are you? I missed the thing, but it was like $3 and something. What the hell is an ARS? Thank you for everything. You taught me so much about paintball. Let's hope it's right. I could just be talking to my ass. You might want to double check some of this stuff. Buenos Aires. So those are... Why in the hell Argentina? I was like, why in the hell am I blanking about Buenos Aires? Argentinian pesos. Interesting. I'd love to go to Buenos Aires. Absolutely beautiful. Doesn't that like the Avenue of the Americas or something? You guys got like that cool big ass boulevard that's like 14 lanes of traffic. That's not that cool when you say it out loud, but it looks cool. Avenue of the Americas? Maybe that's not what it is. I don't know. Yeah. Darth. Shot consistency is in the marker, especially on paintballs uniformly more than anything. Crazy ass boulevard. Yeah, I mean, some of these guns, I remember there's been times where I've like gone to radar guns and they're like 290, 290, 290. And I'm like, is the radar working? I'm like, this thing broken? Just because they're so efficient or so consistent. And it does kind of have to do with, having like you said, round uniform paintballs, having the ball be the same exact size paintball to paintball, but it's also having, you know, O-rings fresh and having everything like working correctly. Eric B. Got the adjustable powerhouse rig. It says it's set at 450. How would I know when or why to adjust up or down? You don't probably need to. I think that the good rule of thumb is still about double the operating pressure of the gun, right? So say your gun, or you want double the output pressure of the gun. So say you have, I don't know, the brand new CS3. That thing works at about 100 PSI. So you technically probably need about double that operating pressure, so around 200. Although 200 is a bit low, I think that 300 is probably safe. But most of these paintball guns operate at that 200-ish, 150 PSI. So having that 450 come out makes it work with a majority of the higher end good paintball guns. Sometimes you could lower that pressure for specific guns, right? It's possible to run it at 250 or 300 if you want for some guns. But I find that, you know, keeping it in that 400 range is probably ideal. And then some guns are going to require a little bit more. So if it works at, you know, 350 or 400 PSI, you're going to probably need to increase it. But I would imagine that 98% of the people that are using powerhouse rigs or ninja rigs or whatever, they're kind of putting them in that 400 to 500 PSI, and you just kind of leave it. I was talking to someone today. I'm not sure if I've ever noticed that big a difference from going to, like, say, a 250 PSI, 300 output regulator to 450. I'm not sure there's that much of a difference there. I mean, technically, it might be better because it's a little bit easier for those regulators to go, say, from the input pressure of 200 down to 100, than, say, 450 to 100. But I don't know. I don't know if there's much of a difference. So you probably really never need to. The something, I can't even pronounce that. I don't know what the hell that says. The Anhedema? I don't even know. I appreciate the super chat though. $4.99. The Planet Eclipse, you said. The Planet Eclipse Ego ad, there's a reference to the LV2 being able to drop shot. Does it really say that? Seems like nonsense to me. 280 FPS from any gun should be the same? Thoughts? Yeah, totally. 100%. I mean, it's just physics, right? It's like anything, right? If you're throwing a baseball at the same exact trajectory, it's the same speed, the ball weighs the same, everything's the same. One of them's not going to drop, so yeah. If you're shooting 300 and the barrel's right there, it just goes out, right? It's not going to loop down. It is possible, though, technically. I mean, there used to be a gun called the Alien, and the Alien would actually deliver more air to the bottom of the paintball. So think your paintball, right? And they're putting maybe like 80% of the air is hitting the bottom of the ball, and the extra 20 is hitting the top, some ratio like that. And it would actually cause the ball to backspin down the barrel. So it's like hitting it on the bottom, and it would cause it to backspin and then shoot. But that backspin kind of makes a pressure difference. So it creates, we'll say, higher pressure, I believe, on the bottom, higher pressure on the bottom, and then lower pressure at the top. And it sort of works like a wing. So it kind of like sucks the ball up a little bit. So it is technically possible to shoot further. There's also the flatline barrel from Tittman, or the Apex barrels that also put backspin on the ball. But the LV2 doesn't do that. None of the Planet Eclipse guns do. They just deliver air consistently around that paintball. Because you kind of want that, right? I mean, if we're delivering air at like different like intensities, right? You're delivering most of the air to the bottom of the ball, then you're probably more likely to break paint, is where, you know, most people are just wanting to not break paint. I think that the LV2 drop shot, I think that honestly that started with Oliver Lang. Oliver said that it feels like it has a drop shot, and you shoot it and it feels like it kind of like hooks down at the end, whereas other guns might go a little bit straighter. It kind of feels like that loops at the back end of that shot. That I don't think so. I think that when people shoot these guns and they say that it shoots like that, or it like loops, drops at the bottom, I honestly think it's just the way the guns feel when they shoot. I think that it might not kick as much or something like that, so visually, maybe it looks like it's doing that, but it's probably not. Yes. That's my thoughts on that. Yep. I've always said it doesn't do that either. I mean, there was like... Let's find that, actually. Let's see if I can find that. Somewhere at some point, someone actually did testing on that. Let's see. PB Nation, there was LV drop shot test, maybe? Oh. This is what sucks about the internet. So there was like look at this. Someone made this. This is crazy that I remember this. This is 10 years ago. In various forms, the following claim has been made numerous times in the web, such as PB Nation and in recent Planet Eclipse commercial featuring professional player Oliver Lang. Yeah, Oliver started this whole thing. If this is true, I thought it said it is true. This person did a bunch of like, I don't know, physics and math and stuff, and actually like proved that it didn't make a difference. Or maybe it was like a quarter of an inch lower or some nonsense. It was like whatever. Man, that sucks. Like, this guy had graphs. I remember all the charts and stuff, but this guy pretty much said everyone's crazy. There were raw data things, so this, I wonder if this works still. Nope. Well, anyway, you can search LV1 drop shot test, Paintball Nation, and read that if you want. So it's crazy. There's no friggin' drop shot. Juan, I feel that Valken Graffiti has a drop in the flight pattern no matter the marker. Probably not. I mean, think about it. It's really just a physics thing, right? So, like, if the paintball is going the same velocity, if it's shaped the same, it's the same weight, you know, all this stuff is consistent across paintballs. One really shouldn't shoot different. I mean, we're talking paintball guns, maybe, because there's a variance in paintball guns, but all the paintballs are the same, you know, they're all supposed to be identical. So they work in all the paintball guns, you know, they're all supposed to be 6.8 caliber, they're all supposed to weigh 3 grams, you know, it's kind of all the same thing, so it probably shouldn't. I know that the graffiti, I've noticed, I think that the Valken stuff, the ball is probably technically a little bit heavier, but I mean, we're talking like fractions of a gram. I think that the higher end paint is also heavier, for sure is. The higher end paint is definitely a little bit heavier than the cheaper stuff, but it's not that dramatic. And I even think, shouldn't the heavier stuff drop less? I think it should even drop less. Mark, if you're going to be at the paintball field, I'll give you a recap. I'll give you a play, but I'll give you the rundown this weekend. So I don't know. I don't think that the other stuff shoots different. It just seems dumb that Planet Eclipse would let Oliver, or let Lang suggest that it's categorically false. I totally agree with that. I mean, I think that it's maybe not weird for them to like show him talking about it, but I think it's weird to put it in marketing material. I think if you're like writing it down, that is a little weird. I don't think it should be written down. Like, drop shot. I haven't actually seen that. Where'd they put that? I don't know if I can like search really search really fast to try to find that. Because I don't think it's right either. Or I don't think it's real. Although I have never actually asked. Let's see, LV2. Let's see, Planet, Eclipse, LV2, drop. What am I doing? Shot. I don't know, it's a bunch of pictures. What is this though? This one doesn't say. It's not in there. I don't know. It is kind of odd though. I kind of agree. Probably wouldn't do it. What are we doing? Fly straighter in the wind. Heavier paint for sure. I mean, heavier paint's just more accurate in general. You know, they did. Dana, we're gonna go Dana Swede. Well, Planet Eclipse put in writing the CS3 is 20% more air efficient. They'll say anything to sell an item. I don't know if I'd say that. I don't know if I'd say that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's not like they're lying. Well, they definitely, I mean, kind of. I mean, certainly lying if they're like, it's 20%, it's not. But I don't think that they're like maliciously doing it. I think that originally what happened, I think, was that Planet Eclipse originally tested... Or they originally, they were like comparing the LV1 to... I'm trying to see, I'm like searching the efficiency thing on their, on the LV2 page on their website, see if they wrote an efficiency thing anywhere. Like it's 20%. They definitely put it in like one of the videos. I saw it and I remember it being written down. It's kind of when I talked about it in a review. Hell was I talking about? Yeah, I think they originally, you know, when they compared them, it was like they compared the LV1 to the LV2, but the LV1 was using a 68 and the LV2 was with a 77. So that's why it got 20% more shots, because the tank was bigger. And yeah. I still think it's probably out there. I mean, they definitely have like the video on YouTube and stuff, the like original promo video. It's for sure it says 20%, because I was like, holy shit. I remember being like surprised that it was 20% more air efficient. I think that most people ended up getting to be about 10 to 15. So it is more air efficient. It's probably closer to 10%, but it is crazy for them to put that on there. But I don't think they're lying, really. I mean, it's technically lying, but I don't think that they're like, how could we lie to sell more paintball guns? It's not what, nothing else is happening. Yeah. Planet Eclipse by far and away is the best paintball company. Far and away. I mean, far and away. I mean, like no one else is even close. Mark, Geo4s are gas hogs. Yeah, mine wasn't very efficient either. Which is weird. I mean, my Geo 3.5, my 3.5 was efficient. Yeah. I don't know, Elita? Elita? I don't know, sorry. Have you seen the Liquid Bone GT trigger shoe? You can walk that fast. You know, no. I think that we're talking about the same thing. I actually haven't seen that, but I've talked to a couple of people. I was actually talking to someone about that at the field last weekend. Is that the trigger shoe polished bone? Let me see, sorry. Liquid Paintball, man, I haven't heard that name in a really long time. No, I guess they made the bang switch, so I guess, yeah, I have. Or am I thinking of another company? I think I'm thinking of another company. Is this the trigger? I think this is it. There was somebody else that we were talking about a trigger that actually came off the side of the gun though. It actually was like came below the actual trigger guard, but it was for the EMEC. Yeah, I guess the idea behind this is that they make the trigger bigger so you can walk it. Which, I don't know, I think is kind of dumb, personally. I really like the idea of a trigger shoe, and I probably would really like this. But I can't hear what's actually happening right now. That's Pony Boy. I guess I have seen this. I thought it was something else. Yeah, I just don't know if I like the idea of being able to walk a mechanical frame. I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose of it to me. I really like the mechanical frames because they're so simple and because it's easy. You know, you don't have to, you're not walking the trigger, you're shooting slow. So I like it more. My Geo4 sips on the air. I like on the air, I like that. You get almost a case off an 80. I don't really remember what mine was like. I honestly don't. Mainly because I don't shoot that much. You know, like I said before, I'm shooting like 4 pods when I go out. We'll play like 4 or 5, not 4 or 5 games. We'll play like 2 or 3 games and I'll shoot 4 pods the whole time. Max. Max. Like if I shoot a pod in a, if I shoot a hopper in a pod in a match or a point, that's a lot. So I don't ever shoot that much. It's always been a hard thing for me. I remember like playing tournaments. We'd be playing tournaments and I had to remind myself to shoot. I'd be like, all right, just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. You've got 12 pods on your back for a reason. Keep shooting, keep shooting. It was always difficult for me because I've just, you know, broke and I don't want to shoot 4 cases of paint every weekend. 2-bit, I have got to say, I'll put my Ether 3 up against any of the new markers. I'm in love with NXL ramp. You can put NXL ramp on anything though, but I'm with you. I love the Ether 3. I think that I would buy one right now. It would probably be my main gun. I'm a huge fan of the ergonomics. I really like the ergonomics. Big fan of the ergonomics. I really like the trigger frame. I really like the foregrip. And you're really not getting anything else. You know, you buy a CS3 and it might be a little bit better, but I don't know if it's $1,000 better. You know, really $1,200 more. Yeah. CEPL3 for content. What does that mean, Mark? Capital Edge Paintball Art? Capital Edge Paintball League 3? What do you mean? Like go film stuff? You know, that's kind of one of the things we found out this weekend or last weekend is I was filming some people with the 180R for the review coming up here, and I imagined I would be able to get some guys with the CS3. I don't know, Mark. I might play. I might be interested in playing with Street Fighter guys. I'd play with you guys. I don't want to play with anybody else. We'll talk about it. Let's think about it. We'll think about it. What was I talking about? Yeah, at the paintball field this weekend, I had some guys use the 180R that, you know, have the CS3, and I was really assuming and thought that they'd all think the CS3 shot better. But we, you know, come back and everyone kind of thought that the 180R shot better than their CS3s. So it's definitely been a difficult thing. I mean, so many of these guns, these lower end, like mid-rangey guns, are performing just as good as all these high-end guns now. So it's gotten quite difficult. Although that's been true for like 4 or 5 years now. 5 years, something like that. Capital Edge Paintball League. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would play. I think I would do it. I think I would do that. Maybe I could make a video about actually playing the tournament. And I'd have to have somebody film me, though. So I'd have to get someone like Sal or like Michael Dufort. One of those cats to try to film me all the time playing, though. Let's look at my APPA. Let's see if we can find that. I haven't played a paintball tournament in a long time. And at one point in time, I had 3 different ID cards. Oh man, I'm not going to be logged into this though, that's for sure. Oh, I am logged in. Wow, how about that? Yeah, at one point in time I had like 3 different IDs, and they like merged my accounts somewhat. So some of this stuff's not even on here. The last paintball tournament I played was 2015. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff not on here. There's like a whole 3 years missing or something like that. Because there's like way more like tournaments should be down here. Look at that, I did play the CPL. Got dead last. Or not dead last, we got 6th. Not a very good showing here though. We got like a 6th, a 16th, a 14th, a 22nd. Although that tournament was the most fun tournament ever. A 7th, a 6th, a 15th, an 18th, a 4th. A 4th. I don't know if you're gonna want me on the team. What is my rank? I'm probably D4. How the hell do you see? Maybe I have no rank. How do you find out what rank you are? Like really? How do you find out what rank you are? I really don't know. I'm not ranked. I'm with the legacy page. See, I don't understand this. Why is my rank not on here? It's so weird. So my ranking is not on here. But if I go over to the old website, it'll tell me that I'm Division 4. You know what's kind of funny is this picture. I got like stung in the lip by something. I think I got stung in the lip by a bee. You can see my lip is all swollen. Sorta. It might not be able to tell, but it's super swollen right there. It's funny. D4. I'll never go below Division 4 though. I don't think you can. Can you go back to D5? Look at how many low. Look at this, 50 points. I got 95 for that one. Hell yeah. I got 4 for this one. That wasn't a tournament though, so that's kind of a weird thing to even have on there. Was it a tournament? I guess it was a tournament. Anyway. The good old PB leagues. Yeah, I might play a tournament. I think about how to like do it. Is mine 4-digit? No, I definitely was not 4 digits, unfortunately. It's like a bunch of digits. I did have 3 though, like I said, and they merged them because at one point they would not reply to emails. I was like, I'm trying to get into my account. My like account's locked. How the hell do I get into my account? And like no one would email me, so I just had to make new IDs. I got 5 digits. Yep. Freerider, hello buddy. I haven't played a tournament since 2001. I'm probably back to D5 now. If you're on this, but if it's been 2001, you might not even have a ID. Were they even using ID system then? I don't even know what the hell was going on in 2001. No clue. You can see the teams that I played on. Paintball Ruined My Life team. That was for the media. That was for a media thing. The Outlaws, NorCal Fusion, Oakland Fusion, NorCal Legends. What the hell is that? More Fusion, the Rodents. I really don't even know what this is. NorCal Legends. No idea. No clue. Look at all this rodent history. So many rodent players. Who played the last rodent tournaments? Mark Spiegelman's played the most. Oh look, there's Brad Johnson. Although this is the same thing. There's way more tournaments that this team played than just those. Maybe not. There's some like pro players in here somewhere. Oh, Mike Jolie, Clayton, PJ. Anyway, can't even see what I'm looking at. They used to use IDs. I'm pretty sure it wasn't APPA. I don't remember when APPA started. Obviously, you know, I was using it in 2004, but 2001 was a long time ago. It was some time ago for paintball. Yeah. You were teammates with Randy? I don't know. Did you somehow see something with Randy? Maybe we played with like... Hold on. Freaking monitors are so slow to turn on sometimes. Randy might have been on this team. Randy might have played with the Predator Rejects. Nope, no Randy. No, I swear, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. What about this team? Is it possible to see that? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't know if Randy ever actually played for Fusion. Did he play for Fusion? Fusion was a big, huge team out of Northern California. No, Randy would have played for Fusion at least once. I don't know if... I only ever played... God, look at all those people. I don't want to print. Oh, there's Randeep. There were so many, like, Fusion teams, though. So, Fusion at one point in time was a semi-pro team, and then they had a bunch of lower divisional teams as well. There were, like, I don't know. There was the D1 team, which is this right here, which was really semi-pro. D2, D3, D4, there were a bunch of teams. So it's very possible Randy... Who played the most? Probably Fetty. Yeah, he owes me like about $1,500. It's possible Randy played on, you know, one of those Fusion teams. Very good, man. All these guys are really good, though. It's unfortunate the team kind of like disappeared and went to nothingness. Right, I didn't want to bring it up. I don't know what you brought up. Constantly paintball drama. It's like stupid. Not me. I don't know. I ain't to do with that shit. I mean, honestly, that's one of the reasons I quit playing tournaments. It's just too stupid. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't really care anymore. Like everyone, like getting all aggressive and playing all crazy and just being wild. Like, I don't really want to do that anymore. I have no desire to like argue with people or I just don't care anymore. Juan, are there many pump leagues on speedball fields near you? It's hard to say like leagues. Did you say leagues anyway, or am I just like imagining you said that? Leagues. Yeah. Not really. I mean, there's Davis Paintball. Davis Paintball is in Davis, California. It's probably like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away. I don't know if they're having their league anymore, but they definitely were doing like, their like Pump Mech Day tournament stuff. So you'd kind of like show up and they'd kind of make teams. Yeah. Davis. Yep. Rico, exactly why I quit playing tournaments too. All the BS. Yeah, and it's just a lot of like, you know, it's a very like paintball's one of those things. It's a very about who you know too. Like you could be really good, and if you're not like friends with everybody or know everybody, it's going to be difficult to get on some teams. You know, I think that if you're pro, the most important thing is that you're good. But certainly with a lot of these divisional teams, lower divisional teams, it's a lot about just who you know and being friends, which isn't necessarily bad. I don't think that that's a bad thing that people want to play with their friends. But it does make it a little bit more difficult to like get on teams or play And I think, honestly, I think that's one of the bad parts about paintball. I think that, me looking at other sports, I watch like skateboarding and surfing. I think of both of those things, right? And one of the good things about skateboarding and surfing is there are no teams, right? So there isn't like we're on our team and we don't like the other people. We're just going to stay to ourselves, and we're going to go talk over there, and you guys go over there, and we're not going to intermingle and whatever. But one of the things that's cool about skateboarding and like surfing is there are no teams, right? So everyone's kind of like together doing it. I mean, obviously there's competitions where, you got one-on-one people, but you're not getting these like groups of people. And I really like how everyone's a little bit more supportive, I think, in those sports because there aren't teams, right? You're not cheering against a group of people. You don't like one guy maybe, but it's not like this mass of people that's kind of like cliquey and a little bit weird. So I think it's one of the bad things about paintball in a way, but I don't think that there's a way around it. It's like lots of other sports. There's, team sports. I don't know. I just look at like skateboarding and like, it's so cool how everyone cheers for everyone. You're at like skate contests or people are like street skating or whatever, and everyone, you land a trick and everyone gets super excited. Like everyone's like, all right, you did it. Good job. That doesn't really happen with paintball. It's like, those guys suck. Because like you're on a different team. So it feels like you're like against people in a way. And I don't know if I like that. Yeah. Free Ride Art, New York City. But they're sponsored by somebody, am I correct? Skateboarding and surfing? Yeah. I mean, most people are sponsored. I mean, not most people, but, pros are sponsored at least. There's certainly teams in those too, like Darth said. There obviously are. I mean, like, you look at, like, the Olympics, there's teams. There's been, skateboard contests where it's like, I don't know, teams, but it's still not really teams, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're surfing, it's just you. You're not like surfing with like 5 other dudes on a surfboard against 5 other dudes on a surfboard. It's like one-on-one, sorta. I mean, I guess you could have like longboard, you could like longboard with 2 people. I don't know much about surfing either, so it's not like I'm like a surf aficionado. Randy Felix Media. What's up, dude? How's paintball treating you? Randy, I think I know who you are. It's hard to sound like tell people. Well, it's not too bad or I wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, but I really like how I just really like how paintball is like, or not paintball, I really like how skateboarding, when we watch skateboarding, like everyone's cheering for everyone and everyone's having so much fun. Like, I don't know. I like it. It's not always like that, obviously. You get professional and people get competitive and stuff like that. Like certainly happens in surfing. I mean, people are certainly competitive with surfing, but not most people. Most people aren't competitively surfing, whereas a lot of people are playing competitive paintball. It's kind of like what we're pushing people into doing. 2-bit, coming from skateboarding, I think the paintball community is a lot tighter than the skateboarding community. Yeah, probably. I think that has to do with probably being a little bit smaller and just not as many people doing it and as many like outlets or whatever. So paintball's a little bit, yeah, it's just smaller. So it's kind of like, oh, you paintball? People get excited about that. Whereas skateboarding's so much bigger that it's not as unique, maybe, to find other skateboarders or something like that. I don't skateboard either. I did when I was younger, and I rollerbladed. I did that cool rollerblade thing. I still have friends that rollerblade. Benny boy, you're gonna go play paintball. You're gonna go play rec ball. I don't know why I did that. With the boys this weekend. You're very excited. We'll have fun. I think rec ball's where it's at. personally. Yeah, more skateboarding stuff. I think that one of the things that's cool about skateboarding too is everyone hanging out so much. You think about going to skate spots and you're going to like skate some rail or some ledges or something, and everyone just kind of hangs out and talks and dicks around and just kind of has fun. And honestly, that's the thing that I enjoy the most about paintball. It's, actually playing paintball can be fun, and I enjoy just playing paintball. But it's more about like hanging out and like talking to friends and like goofing around and telling stories and stuff. I much prefer that, and especially as like I get older, I think that I prefer that, or I like that even more. I don't know, that's all. How familiar are you with the AQ index, air quality, from smoke from forest fires? Wondering if I should play this weekend. Well, I don't have to deal with that right now. I mean, where I'm from, we're very used to fire, and it's been like 2 years since we've had bad fires. I mean, 2022 was insane. I mean, for months, the whole entire Sacramento Valley was just full of smoke. I don't know. I think it matters who you are, right? Like, I can go play in the heavy smoke and it doesn't really affect me. Sometimes my eyes will get weird and like it kind of like burns my eyes. But I also think that exposure time probably has something to do with that. Like if you're going outside for a few hours and it's bad smoke outside, obviously there's a level. If you're at like 500 or 400 or 300 and everywhere on the map is purple and like dark red, that's probably not good. But I think it kind of matters too, right? It's not like you're playing in smoke every day either. I mean, I wouldn't probably do it every day, but if you're doing it once a month and it's bad right now and you guys still go, it's probably not that bad. But it's probably also going to matter who you are, right? If you're super unhealthy, or if you have COPD or asthma or something, obviously if you have those, we probably shouldn't be going into the smoke. Tubba Anthony, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're good. So yeah, smoke. I hear you. I mean, it's crazy on the East Coast, but I mean, in California, we deal with this shit all the time now. I mean, I remember when it never used to be smoky. We used to never have like super crazy wildfires. And then ever since 2008, that's when it started. Still remember. Tubba, paintball is super niche and cool. What other sports do you know where you can be a normal rec player and still be able to play against pros at big games? Or just regular days? I mean, you don't have to go to big games. I mean, you can go to the airball field, and if you got 5 people, you might be able to squeeze in some points against Dynasty. Maybe not. If they're practicing, probably going to be hard. But for sure, I'm with you. Yeah. Dwell tune your Geo4. You could do that. I just use it stock because I prefer the reliability. I'm just freaking stock all the way. Every way. All the time. Alright, should I go, or are you gonna give me some guys gonna give me something to talk about? No more skateboarding and whatever talk. What you can do, if anyone wants to maybe not watch all of these live streams, but you would like to catch just some glimpses of live streams, once the freaking monitor turns on, you can go maybe and subscribe to my other YouTube channel called Ruined Clips. You're going to find all the clips from previous live streams on there, like this one where I talked about camera angles or jerseys or Ninja's new tank rig. We ranked some guns. I just talked about the paintball gun ranking chart. they're maybe a little bit easier to digest other than this like 3-hour long thing. Ruined clips. There's a link in the description of this thing too if you want to check that out. Let's talk about farts. I haven't farted in this one yet. Archdog. There's one. Archdog 73 with $10. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's helping me pay for this. I notice that if I whisper, it doesn't work, but it helps me pay for this, so I don't have to go ask for money in the street. Farts. I've been farting a lot. Ruined clips. I don't know why. I think I've been trying to eat more protein, and it's probably the protein. It's probably the protein. You know, I eat meat and eggs, I get protein, and protein shakes. I think it's the protein shakes. Ideally, I'd be consuming 180 grams of protein a day, but that is so much protein. It's a little bit ridiculous. But it's a little one. There's not another one in there. Randy, I didn't know about the other channel. Check it out. It's really just clips of this. So like, if there's things worthy of putting on there, I'll put them on there. I like to do that. I mean, what really sucks about this is Super Chat's the only way I can make money on these live streams. YouTube likes to delete them. And if I put them on the clips channel, if I put them over here at least, I can like make $4, you know, a video. So at least these ones, I'm actually able to monetize because YouTube's ridiculous. It's the whole goddamn story. Brad often lets it rip in the live stream. I do. Why not? Do you guys care? It's a little funny. I don't care. That's what makes it different. What? Oh, my farts? I'm not trying to hide them. Everybody farts. Everyone poops. Everyone pees. Well, not everybody. I'm sure someone out there doesn't pee. Wouldn't it be crazy to be allergic to water? You know what else is crazy? Is the people that have tried, like... Whoa, I can't type. It's also crazy... What am I doing? Like, these people... Like, this video is really popular. But isn't this terrifying? Like, imagine you were this guy, and this is like late stages of rabies. You like, your body like that's a real video. Like, it looks fake though. You're like, why is this guy not drinking water? But this is like late stages of rabies. Your body starts like rejecting, or like psychologically, your body won't drink water. It becomes like paranoid of water. And imagine this. Imagine not being able to drink water. Like, this guy's dead. He's dead now, for sure. Once you get to this stage, you're dying. There is no cure for rabies. So it would just be insane to not be able to drink water. Here's another one. These are bad. I don't want to watch the kid. All those people are dead. Anyway. Alright. Like, we're gonna go. And we'll do this again next week. I mean, you know, Thursday we'll be here. Thursday. Hopefully we're gonna see the 180R review video will either be up, hopefully, Saturday or Sunday, barring however YouTube decides to monetize it or not. Every time I upload a video, YouTube says I can't monetize it, and then I have to like manually get them to watch it, and sometimes that takes like 3 days. So it's gonna matter. Do a live stream at the bowling alley. I do want to do it at the field, but the problem is, like I talk about that, the bandwidth at the field, I just can't really do like whatever. Anthony! thanks, I came here for paintball, and now I'm going to have rabies nightmares. Don't get rabies. Rabies is so hard to get, though. We don't worry. It's like, I remember when I was a kid in, like, you know, the 90s or whatever, and everyone was talking about rabid animals and, like, getting bit by a rabid animal with rabies. It's like, rabies is pretty rare, especially in the Western, like, world. Like, none of us are going to get, or ever probably even get close to contact with anything that has rabies. So it's going to be okay. That's enough of that. Anthony, so much. I think, appreciate those super chats so much, guys. Remember, like, Tim Allen from Home Improvement? Who watched Home Improvement back in the day? Tim would be like, I lost my train of thought. Mark, yep, Dynasty and Impact this weekend. Dynasty, Impact, and Uprising. They're playing today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next. It is kind of funny how, like, the NXL, they were doing the layout release 3 weeks before the tournament. So you could play the layout for 3 weekends. So most teams would play it 6 times. You know, you'd play Saturday and Sunday before the event. And it's so funny now. They're like, oh, we're going to do it 2 weeks before. So, like, I don't know why really, but now all the teams just play 4 days every weekend. So most of the pro teams are playing 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Who would like to have paintball practice for 4 days? I don't want to do that. I'd be exhausted. I mean, come Sunday, I'd be like, are we really doing this? Do we really have to play more? Although I think just Thursday, I would imagine Thursday and Friday, like today and tomorrow, they're probably just going to, like, run drills and, like, you know, walk the layout. Probably look around for bounce shots and do stuff like that. Friday nights at the Folsom Rodeo. Do you remember those, Mark? Let's find that. We can show people where this used to be. This was probably like 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. There we go. I typed Folsom Rodeo in. That's not what I really want to do, though. Probably 2002-ish, 2004, somewhere around there. There is still this rodeo arena right there. It looks much different, though, because there used to be, like, more seating right here. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this place. But we used to play paintball in there. There used to be a speedball field right in the center of this bad boy. And it was really cool because it was, like, you know, in the city. So you didn't have to, like, you know, go super far. It's right there. It was really cool. It only lasted maybe like a year and a half, 2 years. It was weird, though, because you could have your paintball stuff here, but they made you fully put it in your bag, and if you had any paintball gun showing, walking from right here to here, you could get in trouble. They actually had, like, police out there one time, like, harassing people to, like, put their equipment in their bags when they were walking into the parking lot. It was crazy. The coolest thing to probably ever happen, or I think the coolest thing that I ever went to, was Dirter. Back in the day, some of you old guys might know Dirter. Dirter made Dirter 300 feet per second. They made this video 300 feet per second. It was probably one of the first, like, modern-ish kind of style paintball videos. It was just a bunch of action shots and people dicking around. Kind of reminded me a lot of skateboard stuff as well. But they actually put on a live showing of this. So they had, like, a big screen and everyone was sitting in these bleachers and stuff. There were probably like 300 or 400 people there. It was really, really cool. It was one of, like, the coolest things that I'd ever gone to for paintball. It was really neat. It was in, like, a Friday night or something like that. It was really cool. I mean, we're so used to, like, you know, paintball stuff just always involving paintball. And it was just kind of cool to, like, have it, like, a unique kind of thing. You know what's kind of neat about this place? We'll go back to Folsom. So there's Folsom Prison. That's a very, like, famous prison, you know. Johnny Cash sang songs there. Looks like some housing at the prison. I don't know what the hell's going on there. There's the original Folsom Prison. But it's really cool. You can, like, take one of these trails. You can take this trail up here, go out here, and you can look over into the prison. Or maybe it's like over here more. I'm all like thrown off. I'm all out of sorts here. Anyway, Folsom Prison. Super exciting. Alright, guys. Enough Folsom Prison jazz. Yeah, come back Thursday. Maybe look for a 180R review video coming up here real soon. That's all I got. Rabies from Folsom Prison. Okay, guys. I appreciate people who super chat. Super chats are freaking awesome. If anyone feels like they want to go buy some merch and maybe get something for spending money, there's barrel covers, headbands, all kinds of stuff. And, yeah. Paintball ruined my life, guys. Alright, dudes. Next time here on the internet. Until then, bye.